Welcome to this important video. In this video, we are going to continue the built-in functions of Python. If you want to see our previous videos related to built-in function, then you can also click from the link at the end of this video or from the description as well. Let me review that built-in functions are those functions which are already defined in Python and we do not need to define them again and again. So what we just need to call them once if we want to use them. So you need to call them once. So here are some built-in functions which are called random functions or they are related to some random numbers. First function is choice. This function is used to select a random item from a given list, tuple or string, which means if we have a list, let's suppose with the name of subjects, and in this list there are so many subjects written in it and we want to select any of these subjects randomly, then we can use this function which is called choice. Next is randint. Randint is the function which is used to generate a random number from the given range, which means if we have a range given to us and we want to generate a random number, then we can use this function as well. Next function is random function. This function is used to generate a random number, but in this case range is fixed and that range is from 0 to 1, which means it will display any floating value or any decimal value between 0 and 1. Next is shuffle. This function is used to shuffle or change the position of elements from a sequence or from a list. So let me execute these functions one by one from our software. So I'm going to open a software in which Python is used. This is called PyCharm. In this case, I am going to execute a list. First, I need to import a module. First of all, we will import a module which is called random. This is the first step to use any function in which we import the module or library in which the function is stored. Next, we will define a list in which many subjects are stored, like first subject may be computer, similarly second subject may be physics, third subject may be chemistry, and next subject may be bio, and similarly next subject can be English. I am going to do I am going to print, or let me do it, I'm going to use a variable which is called z, and in this variable I am going to use random choice from list, and then I am going to print this variable which is called z. So let me run this code. First of all, what I am going to do, I am going to, you can see in the first line we have imported the module, in the second line we have defined a list, and the third line we have called a function, and this is the way to call a function in which first we write module name and then we put a dot and then we use function name, and then we can display at the output using this print command. So in this way, let me execute. You can see here at the output that English is displayed, which is the any random entry from this list. Let me execute it again. You can see here computer is displayed, which means in this way we can display any random variable at the output from a given sequence of list. Next was randint. Randint is used to select a random number from any given range. Let me make it comment. Whenever we want to change any line into a comment, then we put hash sign before it, or we can even delete it, but let me put comment in front of it. So I am going to use here randint, rand, and then int. What I will do, I will use here two numbers in bracket. First number is 3 and next number is 15, and then I will close the bracket. Let me run this function. Whenever I run this function, then you can see here output any number is displayed between 3 and 15. Let me run it again. when I can see here 9 is displayed, which is from 3 to 15. Similarly, there is another function which is called random function, and whenever we use this random function, then what we do, we just display the value, and we do not put any range in between in this bracket, and any number between 0 and 1 is displayed. So randint is in randint function we define the range, whereas in case of random function we do not define the range. And next is shuffle. In case of shuffle, this function is used to generate in such a way that this function is used to shuffle the items of the list. For this purpose, we remove the comment from the above line, we remove the hash sign before list, and then we shuffle it, and then we run it. We can see here when we shuffle this list, and then we can print the list again. For example, I'm going to print this list again. So when we print it, then in this case English is at the start and bio is at the mid and computer is again. So this list has been shuffled. So in this way the random functions work, and again a simple method is to first import the module, and then whenever we are going to call it, then we need to use this method, that first we write the module name and then we write the function name to call it. So thank you so much. That was all for this. In the next video, we will continue with next type of functions.